now that we've got our API set up and running locally, I figured that in case you're running it as part of a team and not just yourself, you might want to push this to a web server and then have everyone be able to query it as much as they want, instead of you having to come to your computer and turn on Visual Studio and press play and have everything running that way. So to do this, we are going to get it set up on AWS and hosted on an EC2 server. So I'm going to go to EC2 in my AWS account. Make sure I'm on the same region as my RDS server, and we were already on US West 2 in Oregon.
The connection as quick as possible.
Make it as quick as possible. Also gets rid of the cross-region transfer costs. Not that these type of queries are going to be a lot, but it just gets rid of them. Yeah. We're going to launch an instance. I am going to pick let's go for 2016. I'm going to go 2012 base. Whoa, that wasn't meant I clicked. I'm going to go 2012 R2 base.
All right.
I'm going to go for the free tier, so micro and review and launch, which will make everything still be the free tier.
I'm surprised micro is free tier, but nano isn't.
Yeah, I don't get what's up with that. But that's an AWS decision, so they can do whatever they want for their reasons. Let's go this one, and we'll call this, what was the project called? Game Analytics API. Game Analytics API. Download the key pair. So this is the same thing that we just did earlier when we were setting up EC2 servers for deploying the game onto, just to get some more test data running.
But with a few extra steps, aren't we?
Sorry?
A few extra steps.
Few extra steps?
Yeah. Web server.
Oh yeah, we got to set up the web server. Yeah. Alright, so while that's turning itself on, I'm going to go to the security groups. In this case, it's done itself with Launch Wizard 2. Click on that one, go to inbound and see what it's going to allow. So it's going to allow RDP access from anywhere. That's quite nice of it. Then we're also going to add on HTTP access as well. And this is the weird thing. The great thing about AWS is if you don't give it access to talk to something on that port, it doesn't have access. No one can get there. There is no way around that.
Good.
So now we have HTTP and RDP access to this, and save. And the security group gets applied even though the server might not be fully up and running, even though it's initializing. So to remote desktop to the machine, we will copy in the endpoint. I'm not going to copy that just yet because I'm going to go to connect. And I'm going to ask for the password to this computer, please. And it'll say, nope, hang on, chill out and wait a bit. So I'm going to chill out and wait a bit.
Yeah.
While we are waiting, we should fill in time talking about other ways that we could do this.
Or how we're going to do this.
How we're going to do this?
Well, I guess we're going to show that, but...
We're going to show how we're going to... Okay, so we're going to get to... This new server is blank and empty. We'll be setting up IIS on the server. And then copying our website files across to the deploy.
Yep.
That's the how. Which bit are you referring to? Sorry, Nick?
That's it.
Oh, okay, right. Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. So the other thing we could talk about is how else you could do this. So you could, Nick, if this was you running this, how would you go ahead and deploy your project?
And it has to be this same C# project?
It doesn't have to be this same C# project.
Okay.
I mean, I know we could have used .NET Core for this, but we didn't.
Okay. Okay. So, you could have used ECS. You could have had a Docker container, and then you could have pushed that out, and it will manage the EC2 server itself.
Cool.
You could have uploaded your stuff to GitHub. I mean, all that really does is... Oh, yeah, so if it was a .NET Core project, which makes it a bit easier, you can run that on... It doesn't have to be only on Windows. You can run it on, OS X or Linux or whatever you want to do. And then you also don't need to install IIS or worry about hosting everything itself. And then you basically just write .NET run, or if you want to spend time mucking around setting up an API, you could do it in Node.js and then host it in a Lambda, which is what I do.
What do you do there, sorry? You take your entire .NET website.
No. It's my Node website.
Okay.
And I host it in a Lambda.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so it's a whole... Yeah, you're not running a .NET Core or a .NET website.
No, but I'm pretty sure you can get it running.
Okay, that's an interesting other way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper, and you don't need... Because it automatically turns off the servers when it's not using...
Oh, you're talking the Lambda perspective there, not the running at the .NET style. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So there are other ways that you could do this. I'm going this one because it's not the huge focus of this tutorial series. It's all about the analytics.
Less setup and more getting into it.
So let's try and get the password this time. It's going to say, give me the contents of that PEM file, please. And I will put that in there, decrypt the password, and then I will copy the public...
Why don't you just... Can you just take the RDP file? Or you'll still need the...
You can do that.
Yeah.
So I just clicked download RDP file. So that downloaded a file which really just runs the run command mstsc-v public DNS. Okay, so the administrator account and the password is copy pasted in. Remember me, please.
Let's save that.
And yes, let's save this, good point, into our other file of passwords because we're secure. Right, while that's turning itself on, I am going to jump over to Visual Studio, and at the project level, you can't take this project and copy it to our EC2 server and it magically works. We have to build it. So we right click on this guy and go publish. And then we'll go to a custom solution because I'd like to customize my deployment. I'll call it Game Analytics API. Okay. And it says, where do you want to push these files to? I don't want to do that. I want to go for file system, so it'll deploy locally and I can just copy the files across to my EC2 server. The location I'm going to put this in is going to be C3dbuzz, and I'll just make another folder here called deployments. Open. Love you to create the folder if it doesn't exist. Next. Delete. Precompile. And we're not really using that one anyway. So publish. And now let's see if we are on the EC2 server yet. So this is running ahead and doing its publish, and it's going to generate all the DLL files for us.
Yep.
On our other server, if you just go run PowerShell, you can install it IIS pretty easily. Which... Now this is really small. That is really small. There's a scroll.
You have to right click on it. Right click on the top.
Whoa!
Not that.
Right click on the top.
Yep. And you go properties. Or is
properties?
Or is it default? Yeah. Okay. Font. And then bump them up.
Let's make it 20.
It's still small.
Let's make it 36.
Yeah.
You can see it down the bottom there.
Yeah.
Is that a bit better to read?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so ignore all of this, this stuff that it's just put in there. We are down here at this command. Now with the next one. Okay, so to install PowerShell, PowerShell is already installed. To set up IIS, which is Windows's based web server thing, you type in import, if you can type import correctly.
What does it stand for again? Internet
Information Services.
Oh, Internet Information Services.
Import module server manager. Run this, and it'll go cool. Now I have the server manager part. If you're wondering what that is, you can go here and type in.
So it's here.
Server. Oh, there it is. Server manager.
Yep. Oh, nice and tiny.
Which is now going to have all these things. So you could go through here and set up IIS and add all the roles and all the features and things like that. Or you can just come into PowerShell and say add Windows feature, web server, and we'll include everything on the default. So include all sub feature. I like that it's sub feature, not include all sub features.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only one. No, there's a lot.
There are a few.
So go add Windows feature, web server, include all sub feature. Run that. Now this is going to take a bit of time for it to actually finish this. So what we're going to do in the meantime,
if you want, you can just count the oohs.
Ooh. I'm going to go to the folder that I had earlier, which was deployments.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the entirety of this. I'm going to create a new zip file. Boom, boom, boom. Where is the zip file?
You can just highlight. Oh, whatever.
What?
I usually just highlight them all and go send to. But whatever, it's alright.
Send to.
It's fine.
I'm gonna. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have different ways of
do your
doing
thing.
things.
It's fine.
3D, not 3D Buzz. Game Analytics API.
Mm-hmm.
Copy everything, unselect Game API, and put everything into Game Analytics API. Alright, so now we have this zip file that we can copy across to our web server the way that Nick showed us last time. So copy and come into here. Very, very verbose about this. Copy over to the EC2 server, minimize PowerShell,
There we go.
and then paste that file in
a second.
as soon as we're on the tiny server, micro server, so it
Ooh.
really doesn't like doing things sometimes.
It's on AMD.
Let's try that again. Let's just do it this way. Click and drag.
No.
Not going to work.
No.
There it is. Paste.
There we go.
So if it doesn't show up for you when you right click,
Just wait a bit.
yeah, wait a bit. Chill out.
Yeah, man. Why are you so be more patient?
So this is going to take a bit longer. And what we are going to do is finish this video.
Alright.
So in the next video, by the time you come back, if I speak fast enough, this copy won't be here anymore. It's going to go away before I finish anyway.
Yeah.
And the installation of IIS will finish.
Alright, see you next time.
See you next time.